Hi, my name is Jim Marcus. I'm the lead singer for the band Go Fight. As someone who has three kids that I love as much as you love yours, I want to talk to you as one parent to another. I want to be honest with you, more honest than anyone else will be today. When I was growing up as a musician, as an artist, as a bisexual person, I had a lot of very different friends. Some of my friends were trans. One was a girl that I will call Lita. She was one of those people who had like super strict parents. She had to leave the house dressed like a boy and then change at my place and go meet people or go out or whatever. She was trying to live her life for real as the person she was, but her parents didn't want to hear about it. And even back then the doctor was really clear to her parents. He said you could have a beautiful, fun-loving, happy, successful daughter who built a great relationship with you, or you could have a son in a pine box under the ground, and you could have lots and lots of pictures. And that was their options, and that was up to them. You know, suicide is the fourth largest cause of death among beautiful 15 to 19-year-old kids all over the world. And trans kids are about 7.5 times more likely if they are forced to live as the gender they didn't identify with. Added to that are intersectional concerns. More than half of trans young people of color consider suicide seriously. 1 in 4 make very serious attempts. Across ethnicity, indigenous youth who are two-spirit consistently report the highest suicide risk. As well, if they're kicked out or they experience housing concerns that can amplify that, it makes them 12 times at greater odds of attempting suicide. So, like poverty, troubles at school, but more importantly, it comes down to support at home. LGBT young adults who report high levels of parental rejection are 8 times more likely to report attempting suicide and 6 times more likely to report high levels of depression. So these are a lot of numbers, and I know a lot of people don't really love a lot of numbers, but I wanted to clarify that the doctor wasn't wrong. When Lita took a bunch of pills and killed herself, her parents had a wake where they displayed her in that box with her hair cut in a suit she would never have worn, looking like the thing that she wasn't, a boy surrounded by all the things that killed her. Now, right now, across 32 states, there are over 300 bills targeting LGBT people, with many of them addressing trans youth, trying to prevent them from living in some way as their authentic gender. Some of these bills make it illegal to get any kind of gender affirmation support for your child. Some of them make you a child abuser if you do. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services defines gender affirming care as any service that may include medical, surgical, mental health, and non medical services for transgender and non binary people. It could be as simple as buying a dress for your trans daughter. It, for transgender and non binary children and adolescents, getting gender affirming care on time is crucial to health and well being. It lets young people focus on social transitions and can increase their confidence and sense of being supported while trying to make it through the healthcare system that can be daunting for adults, for anybody. This is evidence based medicine and supported by American medical and psychological associations. Study after study shows that gender affirming care reduces depression and suicide amongst transgender youth. And doctors all over are telling these state legislators to stop. Please stop. Please stop. I want you for a second, all of you cisgender, very straight parents, potentially, what it might be like to be a young person. Super excited about your friendships, your relationships, about being something that you see in your head, and having your body betray you more and more every day. Having the government say you couldn't grow up as the gender you are, but you had to slowly watch your body change into something totally alien and wrong for you while you lost everything you wanted. Can you imagine in your head being a beautiful young girl, knowing that, and knowing that within a year you won't look like one anymore? You'll have hair all over, you'll have a man's body, and you can't control that, and no one will let you control that. Or being a handsome young man and knowing that at any moment you're about to spout breasts and watch as your shape becomes unmistakably female. I'm going to say something now, honest and real, that even they won't say. Even the doctors won't come right out and tell you this because I have the freedom to tell the truth. These legislators in states like Texas and Tennessee, they want your children dead. They know what the statistics are. Some of these studies were paid for by the government. They have full access to them. They know what happens when you force a child to live as a gender they innately reject. They want your children dead. Not because it's better for the community or because there's innately something bad about your children. They want it because it's less messy for them. It's simpler. They believe that if enough trans kids die, we'll see fewer and fewer, and maybe the rest will hide, go underground, like it was 20, 30, 40 years ago. As a parent, I am begging you, not to side with the people who want to kill your children. I am asking you to fight this legislation. I'm asking you to fight back as hard as you can. Even if you kids are all cisgender, remember today who the kind of people are who are willing to sacrifice other people's children for their own simple sense of order. If you have a trans child, leave that state. Put your child first, and second, and third, and leave. No state who wants your children dead deserves your support, your money, your loyalty, your taxes, anything. I don't do this often. I've never done this before, but this is life or death. And I felt like I needed to be real, and I needed to be really honest with people about things that they might not want to hear. Thank you.